Hello everyone. It is technically May 15th because it's midnight. I've just been waiting for more samples to arrive and samples haven't arrived until yesterday. So let's open them up and see what's in them. So this sample that I have in this box, I'm pretty sure it is a sample that I started like a year ago. It's been a long time. I ended up ghosting the manufacturer for a little bit, not on purpose, just there was like a huge thing that needed to be solved with this sample and I did not have the mental capacity to really deal with it. So I kind of just abandoned them, which I feel pretty bad about. But eventually they like messaged me and they're like, can we finish the sample? And we got it done. So that's great. Now, hopefully, with all that being said, the sample is a success and that people like it so that this manufacturer can feel like the time that they put into it was worth it. Also, if I've learned anything from my friends who do bags, doing like big 3D bags is really a pain in the butt. Like shipping them to customers is really annoying. And like, look at how big this box is. And this is just for one bag. So I might have to look into like, if I do produce these, I'm gonna have to look into getting maybe branded boxes. Anyways, let's take a look. So this is a little mushroom bag I worked on so long ago. It's actually very cute. It's really cute. I like this a lot. It's really hard for me to be excited about this just because of the amount of time it took. And like, I'm a little bit scared to release a bag like this because I worry that people might not be very interested in it. Like, I don't know though, you know, you never know until you try. I think it's pretty cute. I made this in secret just to see if I could and to see if I'd like it, and I do. So the little straps go here. And this bag in particular, oh my God, the amount of planning that it took to figure out like what kind of shape I wanted. Originally, I had this really ambitious idea to like have the top be like essentially quilted with like lines going down and then lines across. And everywhere the lines would meet, there would be a little flower, like a little daisy. And I thought that that would be really, really cute. And I don't know, I just like after seeing it made, I didn't really like that idea anymore, which is a shame because I still think it's cute, but I thought that maybe people wouldn't really understand why there's like flowers on the mushroom, like why the dots of the mushroom are flowers instead of like mushroom dots. So that's why I kind of decided against that in the end. I feel like the pocket should be on this side. So looking at it, like the zippers connect over here, and like this is what I would assume would be like the front face. But if you're unzipping it from here, like if you have your bag and you want to unzip it, you've got it at like your side, right? You're gonna want to have the zippers close to you. Okay, so I went a little bit crazy with the lining on this bag. I did a custom illustration for it, and it's a little, I don't know how I feel about it. Like I like it, but it's starting to not grow on me. What's the opposite of growing on me? Like I'm starting to hate it, like over time. So we'll see. We'll see if I like it, but honestly, it's kind of cool. It's this like, oh, I don't know how to get this in frame very well. It's a bunch of mushrooms. Obviously, it's a bunch of mushrooms. And same thing at the bottom. There's a pocket on the inside. Sorry for bumping the mic. There's a pocket on the inside. But the thing that I liked the most is I was like, oh, there's a lot of wasted space up in this like top part, right? So I made it like this little drawstring bag. And wow, they really put a nice fancy clip on this thing, jeez. But yeah, so you could like hide secret stuff in here and then like drawstring it up so that it's like safe in there. Like Band-Aids or something, I don't know. Like you could put some cute stuff in there. Another detail that I really like is if I can figure out how to show this, are these little mushroom zipper pulls. I really, really like that. Quality-wise, let's see. This was made by a different factory than my other bag factory, so I don't really know if the quality is better or worse, honestly. Let's grab a bag and maybe we can compare. So here's another white bag that I have, keeping in mind that I accidentally baked this bag in my car in the sun for a few weeks. So it's a little bubbly, but that's not the manufacturer's fault. I'm comparing the leathers and I feel like this one's a lot smoother, but it's also softer. I don't know if I like that. And it's also kind of due to just the shape of the mushroom, but these like edges, they're a little like wrinkly and wobbly, and I don't really like that either. The top is fine. I think the top is nice. Oh, I forgot that I did this. The little thing that holds on the D-rings for like the straps is in the shape of a mushroom. That's awesome. I forgot that I did that. That's hilarious. Wow, I like this bag so much more now that I know that. That's so funny. I completely forgot that I did that. And then I tried to get like the gills effect on the bottom of a mushroom by kind of ruffling it a little bit. I think if you're gonna have a 3D mushroom shaped bag, this is about as good as it's gonna get. I think this is probably the best. And then here's the strap for it, although I don't think I need to take that down. But yeah, it would just connect like that. And then my manufacturer actually tested it a lot to make sure that like this part isn't coming up too far, although that's still cute. Kind of wanted it to be like a chubby mushroom. So it doesn't come up too far, and whoo, almost dropped the other bag. But yeah, I think this is pretty cute. I might look to release this depending on how people react to the reel I make about it. I'd probably look to release it around the time that the mushroom jacket comes out and the mushroom romper, that's also coming out. So this might be a really cute addition to it. I don't know. But yeah, so for this moment in time, this is the only sample I have to review. I have some new ones coming in the mail. They should be here within like the next couple of days, and that will be a little bit more exciting. But yeah, I've actually been really stressed out this month because like 2 or 3 boxes of my mushroom dresses, round 2, got lost or misplaced somewhere on their way to my warehouse in China, and like it's just been a nightmare trying to track those down. We finally found them, but because of that the mushroom dresses ended up getting delayed about an extra 2 weeks, and there were some people who had a very specific time crunch that they needed the dress for. And ultimately in the beginning I said like the estimate shipping date is April to May, I believe, and we were ahead of schedule, and I announced that, and I said, oh, these are gonna start shipping at the last week of April. And like usually it's fine, but I shouldn't have announced that we were ahead of schedule because there's always something that comes up. And so yeah, now I have to like try to find some way to make the situation better for the customers that are gonna get their dresses later than they wanted. And it's just kind of a bummer because it's not my fault, but that's part of owning a business. Like sometimes things get lost, sometimes things happen, and yeah. But it's been a really stressful situation. So if I look like I am like drained of life, probably from that. I also just got done being sick. And if you guys don't know me, I am sick literally all the time. There's something wrong with me and I'm working on figuring it out. But yeah, so that's all I have for this little clip. But I will be back in the next clip to review some more awesome samples. And hopefully my backdrop will be a little bit more complete the next time you see me because I'm working on it every day. It is May 17th, so not much has really happened. I have like an absolutely huge box of samples that's supposed to be, I've got 2 huge boxes of samples that are supposed to be hitting my doorstep any day now, and I'm so excited. It is like a giant mushroom overload box. It's gonna have so much mushroom stuff in it. But until that happens, I am stuck doing a little bit more boring work, but I thought I'd take you guys along for a little bit of that. So I talked about in the last video having to select like fabric sample colors for the pajamas, the Capybara pajamas, which I have here, just like in a pile on the ground. And I also have the Capybara plushie himself right here, so you guys can see the colors and how close or not closely they match. So first and foremost, the body color is so close. I think the camera actually picks this up pretty well. But like in person, they're a little bit closer than this. This one is much oranger on camera, I think. And this one just looks like a skin tone in comparison. They are almost exact in person, but this one is definitely more orange. The issue with fabrics like this is that you can get them custom printed, but there's a very high MOQ, and MOQ just stands for minimum order quantity. So if I want to get the fabric customized to be the exact same color, I can, but that means I'm gonna have to make like 800 pieces of this pajama, and I have no clue if it's gonna sell well or not. So yeah, the same thing kind of goes with the rest of the fabric as well. Like everything's close, but just not quite close enough. The gray, the sleeves here, is supposed to match the gray on their feet. And you know, it doesn't look too bad here, but the gray on their feet is definitely much lighter in color. It's lighter, it's like a softer gray. Also, look at their beans. Look at the little cappy beans. Didn't notice that before. So that's something. That's something. Now, if we look at the embroidery on the hood, if I can find where the hood is. Okay, so if we look at the embroidery on the hood, just, you know, you want to keep it as close to the actual real character as possible, right? So just looking at these two next to each other, the eyes here are quite thin, while the eyes on the real one are a little bit thicker. It's a bit hard to tell, but the eyes on this embroidery are thicker than this one. And also, the curve is going the wrong direction. These ones are curved downwards, and this one is curved upwards. So there's that. The nose looks pretty accurate though. The only issue is like the two little nose holes are kind of pointing down while the Capybara plushie has like two dots, right? The orange color, I think, is very clearly quite different. The orange color for this is almost the same color as his fur. Like, it's definitely more orange. This one's more yellow in comparison, but it's pretty close. This though is like bright neon aggressive orange, and I really don't like how orange it is. And then for this tiny plushie, this thing is felt, which I think makes perfect sense for a tiny little plushie. But for the kigurumi, like for this pajamas, like it being felt just feels a little bit lazy and cheap. And on that note, it's already kind of starting to come apart. Maybe it was always two pieces. Was this ever glued down? I think this was never glued down. That's upsetting. I don't like that it's made out of this like felty weird stuff that you get at Walmart for like 40 cents, you know? I don't really like that. So I have to then take this swatch book that was provided to me. This is supposedly all the colors. Look, I think a lot of the times the things that manufacturers tell me, it's kind of bullshit, because I really don't think this is all of the colors of this type of fabric in existence. My guess is just that they have a particular fabric supplier that they like to work with, and that fabric supplier does have this limited set, and they're not really willing to work with or look for another fabric supplier. That's kind of the impression I'm given. So the issue is with these smaller pieces of fabric, like for example, the gray details, right? Even on the pajamas, it's like percentage-wise, a very small percentage of the fabric being used is this gray color. There isn't like a suitable gray to really match it. Like, I think this one's the closest, and I'm pretty sure this is the one that I used. And that one's not good enough. This one might be a little bit better. But even then, it's not a perfect match. And the only color that I can feasibly get dyed to be the absolute 100% correct color is the body color, because it's the largest amount of the fabric that's used. So like for the smaller parts, like I said, like the ears, for the smaller part, like the ears and such, not a lot of that fabric is going to be used. Even if I purchase 800 pieces, not a lot of it's really going to be used. So the fabric factory can't support printing that much, if that makes sense, which that's just, you know, there's a lot of restraints when it comes to design, and sometimes that just is how it is. Dang. I think the green color here is good, but this orange is just real unpleasant, man. And there really isn't another orange that can be used. So like this orange is this color on the swatch book, right? But like there isn't really another orange color here. This color might be good for the body color, right? But it's quite yellow. And if you compare it to the original plushie, it's a little bit too yellow. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to talk to the manufacturer again to see if they will please look for colors that work better, because just one shade of orange seems a little ridiculous. This is so bright. Like, there's gotta be somewhere out there that has a more muted, pretty orange. There's just gotta be. So I think that this project is still gonna have to kind of wait just a tiny bit longer for more fabric samples or for more something. Like, something's gonna have to happen. Hello everyone. It is May 29th, had to check. It's May 29th, almost the end of the month, but the big packages are finally arriving. I think I have another big one arriving tomorrow as well, which has like a ton of mushroom stuff in it. But these should be the swimsuits, I think. So let's check them out. I'm really excited about these swimsuits because I was having them made with a different manufacturer at first, and then that manufacturer like literally took 5 months just to make one swimsuit, which is completely unacceptable. And I'm out of breath because, do I have a good reason? No, I don't. This box is heavy. But yeah, the last factory that I had them made with was really slow. They also like would brag about themselves a lot. They were like, oh yeah, we're the best swimsuit manufacturer in China, like we promise. In the end, I think they were just kind of full of crap. They were always saying like, oh, we're the best. And then they would tell me no, that they couldn't do certain things like a lot of the time. So that was very frustrating. And I'm really glad that I switched. All that talk about swimsuits, and the first thing on top of this package are some slippers. And I already know that these are like some of the ugliest slippers in the world, but let's take a look at them because I think once they're made with the correct material, they will be awesome. So I'm making a strawberry one. I used to buy a very similar style wholesale, but the issue with that was I've been really focusing on like having my brand be my original stuff, no more wholesale stuff. And for those of you who've been around for a very long time, you'll know that the transition between wholesale and my own stuff was a like difficult time, because I was making a little bit of money off of the wholesale stuff, and I was like scared that if I transition into making my own stuff, nobody would buy it, and then I'd be left with all this stock of wholesale items, and it would be a really bad time for me. I used to sell a lot of strawberry slippers, and that is the item that I probably get the most questions about, is like, when are your slippers coming back? Can we have slippers again? But those weren't my original design, so I wanted to make something that was much more original and true to my brand, while still kind of keeping the same sort of big strawberry on the front of the slipper theme that the other ones had. But as you can see, this fabric is like the worst, cheapest carpet that you could probably buy on the market. The fabric is just very like, yeah, it's not cute. The old slippers had like a very, I mean, much closer to something like this. This is my capybara plushie, but like much closer to something like this, where they were like very soft. This is just like, I don't even know how to describe this, but it's ugly for sure. And then the leaf of the strawberry looks nothing like the picture that I drew them. I'll put the picture here. But yeah, it looks nothing like the photo that I drew. And then I had some embroidery put on, but like there's these lines on my design that like were just to kind of signify like a break in the fabric, but they took it very literally and they put like a very harsh line, which I think is quite ugly. This strawberry on the top has like absolutely no plushness to it. I don't want it to just be a flat strawberry on the top. Like I want it to be like a thick, chunky boy sitting on the top. And then this is just one poorly cut out layer of like this weird fabric that I think really needs to like, I think it needs to be plush. I think it needs to be stuffed a little bit. And I think it needs to be much more like carefully sewn, because that would make it look so much cuter. The embroidery I think is okay. Colors of the green don't match this color of green, which bothers me a lot. But for the most part, it's okay. It's just due to the nature of this fabric, it's really getting lost in here. So I might change potentially this stripe, like this little chunk of the fabric. I might change that to like something more like this, so that the embroidery can really show up. And then you'll have like the fluffy strawberry. And then the inside is also fluffy too. And I really like this part. It feels very plush, very soft. And these seem like they would be really good slippers to go like outside in. I mean, that's not really what they're intended for, but these seem like some hefty, sturdy boys. So I do really like that about this. But yeah, the design is gonna need some work. I'm going to put these ones on while I check out the other ones to see how they feel. Now, here is the same exact thing, but in a mushroom version, and literally all of the same problems exist. Here's the design here, and here is the like execution. So again, same issues. This embroidery stands out better because it's bigger embroidery, but like the mushroom looks pretty sad. It's not at all like the drawing that I showed them, and it's just like very cheaply like just slapped on there. I really want it to be plush. Like I want this to be stuffed and plush, and I want it to be, again, a big like chunky boy sitting on the top. Another unfortunate thing about this mushroom set is that the mushrooms are going in the exact same direction, even though the shoes are different. So at the very least, because this one curls in, this one should curl in also, but it doesn't. It curls out. You see what I mean? Like it's angled this way, which is strange. And then I think that this material is probably not the right color choice. I think maybe I could do, well, now I'll have to take it off. I think maybe this, but with this fabric, that might look nicer. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I hate that. Maybe it's the green that I don't like. Should I change the green? But what would I change the green to? Brown? Brown might look good. Anyways, so I'm working hard on some slippers. And even though these aren't gonna be the final product and I don't really like them, it's nice because I've actually been wanting some slippers. So these will be useful samples for sure. But here's the fun stuff. So in the last video, if you watched it, you'll know that I had that pink top and I got it, supposedly, I got it fixed. There's no more smocking on the back. It should be tighter, it should fit better. The bust should have a lot more room in it. So I will have to try that on in a bit. I'm really hoping and praying that this will be like it and I don't have to mess with this anymore, but that's probably not the case. I'll probably have to fix it again, but it's a good start. Alrighty. So the things that I'm very excited to show you guys are these strawberry swimsuits. Owie! These strawberry swimsuits, they have like a love-hate place in my heart, and for a lot of reasons, and there's some that I'm just not gonna get into because I just don't want to. But the love part in my heart is that I'm working together again with Kaho Shibuya, and I'm so excited to have her send me all of her photos from the swimsuits. She already has her samples, so she's taking photos with them. These are samples in my size, and I will be taking photos with them probably like this weekend. It's the 29th, so it's Wednesday, so probably on Saturday. And they're going to be launching in June, June 5th. And this video will be out after that. So if you're watching this in June or maybe the first week of July, they're ready, so go get them. Doing swimsuits is a very big challenge for me because swimsuit tops are like bras. They're very similar to bras. And bras are so hard to make for people because they never like fit right. You know, like bras are really, really hard to purchase. There's so many like different measurements, like your underband, your like bust measurement itself, your waist, like bust depth. There's so many different things. So it's really, really a challenge to build a size chart and build a product that will fit a very wide variety of people, which is what I always try to do. I don't think this is gonna fit me. Maybe I'm wrong and maybe it stretches enough, but this is tiny and it says small on the tag. But I know a lot of manufacturers put like just random tags on them just to show you where the tags will go. It's not necessarily the size, but I mean, I don't know. This looks like it'll fit me, I think. This one also says small. Maybe it stretches a lot. Maybe this is gonna be a huge bummer and I'm not gonna get to take photos of them because I don't think that's gonna stretch enough. Wow, am I gonna have to find a different model? You know what, honestly, I'd probably be okay with that. Having a different model wouldn't be the worst thing ever. I think that these would fit. Maybe this one is the right size. Yeah, I think this one might fit. Man, what a stressful time. Okay, this one will fit because it's a bag. So this is going to be the matching bag for the swimsuits. I love this bag. It is like, oh, it's so nice. It's an insulated bag with like a clear compartment. There we go. So it's insulated down here and it's got this custom strawberry print that matches the zipper pulls right here, which is such a cute detail. I love that. And then the like strawberry straps with the little bows right here. And for some reason the bows are on only one side, so that's an issue. But very cute, very happy with this bag. And then just imagine like you're going to the beach with a swimsuit and you've got like snacks and towels in here and it's all full. Like that's awesome. Yeah, that feels like a comfortable strap. The one thing that I did really want to look at though is this clear plastic, because I feel like if a factory is going to make a mistake, it's going to be like on this clear plastic. This seems like something that's very easy to like damage in the production process, but it looks really good. Based on what I can tell, it's like there's a few scratches, and I think given the material, a few scratches is unavoidable. This is also going to be a very cheap bag, so I think that this is okay. Here is the pink top. One of the things that Kaho told me was that these pink like little shoulder parts are tight, and just looking at it like from the inside, like this is like all the space that it has, and I think that that's probably gonna be way too tight, not only on me, and this like area of my arm it's a little, I've got a little fat, but like it's fairly thin. I mean, I don't have any muscle, so it's all that is here is fat. And I think it's gonna be way too tight on me, and I know that most people who are my size have thicker arms, and I think that this will be just horrifically uncomfortable. So it's really good that I'm getting to see these in person so I can make these changes before bulk production starts, so I can get it perfect. Here's the skirt. Interesting. Okay, so this skirt is shorts underneath, but like really frilly, flowy shorts. And then just to make sure you have that added extra protection, there is still the like, you know, like the swimsuit underwear part on the inside, just to make sure that you're not like showing your bits anywhere. This also appears to be quite small. So later on, I'm gonna go struggle and try to squeeze my body into these swimsuits and see, because they were supposed to be made to my size. This unfinished edge bothers me like none other. I'm going to get them to fix that. What the hell? That is so unacceptable. It needs to be folded and stitched. My goodness. Oh, but once again, it's very, very good that I'm seeing these in person so I can get them fixed. This is the item that I am the most excited about. I already know it needs a lot of work. I'm getting 4 factories to make me this product because I want to make sure that I get it right. I want to make sure it's like perfect. And this is also the design that I bought a lot of jam jars for, because I'm going to be making little fake jam jars for a photo shoot. That'll be another YouTube video. But for now, let's take a look at the sample. I'll put the photo right here next to me. This one appears to be at the very least the correct width. It's very large, and that's what I wanted. But yeah, so let's talk about the strengths. The embroidery on this is very, very nice. I really like the embroidery. My only issue is that like in some areas where the letters connect, there's like that string that connects them. I don't know if that's avoidable or not, but yeah, I do really like the embroidery. So the strengths are definitely the embroidery. I really like the embroidery, and I really like the fact that they added this section of fabric onto the shirt with, I think it's embroidered. I think that's how they did it, because that is pretty true to my original design. Now the issue is that this printed fabric does not match the color scheme. So first and foremost, this color, let's see if I can show it to you properly. So these two colors are supposed to match. This like darker part of the gingham and this like body of the sweater. They're supposed to match and they don't. And then the beige is supposed to match this, and it looks like it does. It's a little off, but it's pretty close. So that's an issue. And then the neckline, I feel like this might be a weird interpretation of the neckline that I wanted. I originally wanted it to be ribbed, but I've been learning slowly but surely that that's not possible. There's this frill that seems pretty good. Like the length on the other ones, based on the photos that I've seen, it's too long. So pretty excited about that. And then this string here looks to be correct, but it also looks like I want it to be sewn in place, tied and sewn in place. So there's that.
It's June 1st. I'm really tired, but like, when am I not? I actually had like, on the 30th, I had a very bad day. It's like a combination of the swimsuits having issues. It's a combination of like a lot of stuff. Like there's just so much to handle, and I kind of had like a breakdown. So yesterday I took a day off that I really needed a day off. I really love what I do so much. Like I genuinely enjoy pretty much every part of the process of owning and running my own business. I love it. I love it so much to the point where I overwork myself, and I have these like sprints of months where I just like work, and then I like die at the end. And I'm at the end of one of those sprints, I guess, because I'm not doing the best, but there's no need to worry. I'm good. I just am really tired. So I do have another box of packages that I was intending to have for the May video, but because I think May's video is already quite long, I think I'm just gonna open it in June's video. So I kind of wanted to come in, give a few updates on a few of the pieces that we saw before, and wrap this video up. So for the swimsuits, they are making me new samples. They're expediting those new samples, and it's going to be hopefully completely fixed. Although it was disappointing, I want to say the quality is really good. It's just like the fact that they don't fit and a few other small issues was really disappointing. But I'm really glad that there were issues, and I'm really glad that I found a bunch of stuff that I needed to fix, because now the final product is going to be even better. So there's definitely a really good bright side to the fact that the swimsuits were not. What else did I review? Second, I'm going to be getting a final sample of the mushroom bag. I've made some changes to it. I've added like some little metal feet. I'm changing the place where my logo is and adding a ton of inside pockets. So that should be something that happens hopefully in June. I don't know if I had really anything else super exciting. And I'm also supposed to be getting the rest of my strawberry jam sweater samples in June, so I'll probably whip this one back out and look at all of them at the same time. Yeah, I actually came up with a really cute idea. I was thinking having like jam-shaped cards. I'm like drawing it, but you can't see what I'm drawing. Like jam jar-shaped cards. Like if you look up jam jar clip art, like something like that, but that is like drawn by me and has my logo on it and stuff like that. I thought that that would be such a cute tag to have on the jam sweaters when they're done. And that's like something I'm super excited about. And I just started a new huge, I know, I'm just talking about burnout and I'm like, I started something new. But this is something that is actually really fun to work on. It's not something that like makes me want to die when I work on it sometimes. And it's a passion project, so I will be working on it when I feel I am able to. I'm not going to overwork myself with this one. But I can't really share too much about it now. It's been leaked on my Patreon. Ooh, a leak. It's on my Patreon. But even if you go check out the Patreon and you figure out what it is, it's still, there's not that much progress on it done. Needless to say, it's really cool, and I'm really excited to launch this on my website for you guys. I really hope that it'll be a really nice, cool feature. But that's all that I can say about it right now. I will keep teasing you as progress gets made. And so that's all I have for May. The business is moving so quickly that it's like I should be getting like tons and tons and tons of samples from now on, so these videos are not gonna slow down. Oh my god. But yeah, that's That's essentially it for the month of May. I'm going to get into filming June's video like right now. And thank you guys so much for watching May's video. I hope you also checked out April's video. I'm getting a lot more comfortable talking to a camera, although I'm still not quite there yet. But yeah, I hope to see you guys in the next video, and thanks so much for watching. Bye.